Hey, what's up YouTube? This is your boy Chris, out on the Gold Wing, and it's a beautiful morning for a ride. The temperature is perfect, 77 degrees out, 77 degrees on the mean streets of Memphis as I make my morning commute out on the 2016 Honda Gold Wing. And I was looking at my last video where I talked about the top 10 things that bikers should carry when they travel over the road. And I actually got a lot of good feedback. I got a lot of good responses. A lot of you chimed in on that video. I've even gotten some phone calls, and I'll talk to you about that in a minute. But after I watched that video, I realized that I left some things out. I actually recorded that off the top of my head. So we're going to make this my part 2 video. This is going to be a part 2. And we're going to talk about some other things that a biker should carry when they travel over the road. So stand by, and we're going to go over my part 2 of things that bikers should carry when they travel over the road. Let's get started.
Gold Wing Rider, a shadowy flight into the dangerous world of a man who is fearless. A young loner on a crusade to champion the cause in a world of reckless automobiles. These are my moto vlogs.
So what is this part 2 of things that bikers should carry when they travel over the road? And we're going to talk about that here in a moment. But I got a lot of good feedback on that video. A lot of you chimed in and let me know that my microphone sound really good. I'm actually testing out some different microphones. A lot of you was listening in and you said that my audio was perfect. You can hear the bike, you can hear me. The audio was good. And so I appreciate all of the positive feedback. But after I posted the video of the things that bikers should carry when they travel over the road, I actually got a couple calls. One of the calls, one of my viewers said that he and his wife was watching the video and they was actually taking bets on things that I would say. And one of the bets was that I would not mention a firearm. My viewer mentioned that he knew I wasn't gonna say firearm. So he betted his wife. And when I got down to the number 1, I said peacekeeper or firearm. So he said he lost the bet. So to any of my viewers that are watching this video and you was betting on my top 10 and maybe you lost some money, my apologies, but you guys know I just try to keep it real out here on the Honda Gold Wing. I try to keep it real. Sorry that you lost the bet. Viewer Eric out there in Missouri. But I got some overwhelming responses. So let's just get started on the part 2 of things that bikers should carry when they travel over the road. Number 10, the things that a biker should carry when they travel over the road is tenor snips. I know some of you are like, what are tenor snips? Well, I'm glad you asked. Some people call them tenor snips. Some may call it 10 snips for short. Some of you may call it heavy duty scissors. So whether you call it 10 snips, tenor snips, or heavy duty scissors, a biker should always carry 10 snips in his trunk, on his motorcycle, or in his trailer when he travel over the road. So why would you need tenor snips? Well, I'm glad you asked. A lot of times when you go out and buy an item, maybe you stop at a Walmart, or you may stop at one of your favorite stores and you may pick up an item, and they have this plastic. Nowadays they have this thief proof plastic that they'll put around the product so you can't take the product out of that hard plastic. And man, that plastic is hard. You know, back in the day, you could just tear the package open with your hand, or some of you old school guys might even use some of your teeth. And once you buy the item, it's like, okay, how can I open it up? You made your purchase and you can't open up this hard plastic. So you take the tenor snips or scissors or 10 snips and you can open up your item. So you'll be surprised when you need a pair of scissors. You don't think about it until you need it. So that's why I say my top 10 is 10 snips. Keep a pair of scissors on the bike. You never know. You may need to cut something. You never know. So keep a pair of 10 snips in your trunk and your saddlebags or on your trailer. Also, I forgot to mention, one of my biggest things that I always carry, and I didn't mention this, but my number nine would be spare gasoline. Spare gasoline. Especially when you carry a trailer. Now, there's a couple different ways that you can carry spare gasoline. For you guys that got the Gold Wing and you want to put an extra gas can or extra gasoline in your saddlebag, you can actually pick up one of those. The gas can looks similar to the design of a saddlebag, kind of like a triangle. And you can put up to a gallon, maybe a gallon and a half in one of those little gas containers and stick it in your saddlebag. I will include a link in the video in the description of where you can pick up all of the items that I'm talking about today. So be sure to check the description of the video. But if you carry a trailer, or if you don't pull a trailer, always keep spare gasoline, at least a gallon. You want to keep it on your bike because when you're traveling, you may pull up at a gas station. The gas station may be closed. It could be a power outage, or you know, you just may be on a long stretch to where you may not get to a gas station and you run out of fuel. So before you run out of fuel, just keep an extra gas can with at least a gallon of gasoline in your trailer or your saddlebag. All right, so let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Number eight, a first aid kit. A first aid kit. Got to keep a first aid kit in your trailer when you're traveling over the road. You'll be surprised, man. You may get some cut. You may get cut. You may get nicked. Something may fly up and hit you on the bike. You never know. Your biker friends, they may need a band-aid. So always keep a first aid kit. A first aid kit. You can pick them up. They're inexpensive and they come in handy. And a lot of them come with first aid ointments and band-aids and bandages and everything that I believe that you will need if something happens on the road. That's my number 8. That's my number 8 is a first aid kit. Number seven, a flashlight. A flashlight. Always keep a flashlight on your motorcycle, in your trunk, on your saddlebag, in your trailer. Always keep a flashlight. You never know if you're traveling. Maybe night falls. You may have something going on with your bike. You may have an issue, or somebody else that you're with may have an issue. A lot of times it's good to kind of have things just in case something happens to somebody else. But always keep a flashlight. If you're on the side of the road, maybe you need to flag down some help. Power may go out at the hotel you're staying. Always keep a flashlight. Always keep a flashlight on your motorcycle. So that's my number 7. That was my number 7, was a flashlight. All right, let's keep it moving. All right, the next number 6. Number 6 is tennis shoes. It's tennis shoes. You want to keep some tennis shoes on your trailer. Well, why would you want to keep some tennis shoes on your trailer, Chris? Well, I'm glad you asked. The reason why you need to keep tennis shoes on your trailer is because if you've been riding all day and you're wearing heavy boots. Once you get to your destination, you want to get out of those heavy boots. Especially if you've been having those heavy boots on all day. Now, if you're going to be walking around, you definitely want to have some tennis shoes in your trailer. Always keep some extra tennis shoes in your trailer, so when your feet go to hurting, because some of you out there got bad feet. Some of you out there got them hammer toes. So my number 6 is always keep some extra tennis shoes or sneakers or walking shoes, whatever you want to call them. You want to keep some extra comfortable shoes in your trailer. You want to keep some extra comfortable shoes in your trailer. Number 5, my number 5. What's my number 5? The number 5 thing on my list that a biker should carry when they travel over the road is a bag of coins. A bag of coins, some change. Always keep a bag of change, a bag of quarters. You know, I generally put some in a Ziploc bag. Well, why do I need a bag of change? Well, I'm glad you asked. If you're traveling and you're hitting toll roads, and you'd be surprised, some of these toll roads would wear your pockets out. They will wear your pockets out. Now, some of you may have quick passes, and that's good too. But keep a bag of change on your motorcycle. Another reason you should have a bag of change on your motorcycle is a car wash. When you pull into your destination, and if you're like me, you want your bike to remain clean. You don't want to be riding around on a dirty bike. Well, keep that spare change so when you pull into the car wash, and some of these car washes, man, they charge ridiculous prices. Some of them want to charge $5 just to make the car wash come on. Or if they charge a lower price, it only lasts a minute. So always keep a bag of change. So let's get started on the number 4. So what is my number 4 on things that bikers should carry when they travel over the road? My number 4 is an ice cooler. An ice cooler. You gotta have an ice cooler, especially in the summertime, in the warm months. Now, if you guys pull a trailer, if you're like me, most of you have an ice cooler already mounted on the tongue of the trailer. But what if you don't have a trailer? Well, I'm glad you asked. You can take an ice cooler and strap it on a rack and mount it on the back of the bike. So why do you need a cooler? To keep cold drinks. You know, when you're traveling and you're stopping into these stores, these convenience stores, man, they may charge $2, $3 for something to drink. And if you stop 5 or 6 times, you'll find yourself spending $20 a day in liquids. Well, it's cheaper to just go by Walmart. Some of you may call it Wally World. It's cheaper to go by a store and pick up those drinks in bulk. Put them on your shelf at home in the garage. And when you're ready to go traveling, fill up your ice cooler with the drinks that you already purchased and put those drinks on ice, and it'll save you money. So when you pull into a gas station to get fuel, because you're eventually going to need to get some fuel, or if you need to run in that gas station and maybe use the restroom, and maybe you're thirsty, you don't have to buy their drinks. It's cheaper to buy the drinks at Walmart and just put them on your shelf. Let's move on to the number 3. Spare fuses. Spare fuses. Why do you need spare fuses? When you're traveling over the road, if you have an issue with your going or on your motorcycle, you want to make sure you got spare fuses. If a lot of you are like me, you got lights on your bike, you can blow a fuse. If you're using your cigarette charger, your cigarette outlet, your USB ports, or if you're just pulling a lot of amps, it's always good to have spare fuses. Now, one thing about the Gold Wing, they give you some extra fuses inside of the fuse box. But it's good to just carry an assortment or spare fuses. I might not need them, but if I'm riding with someone and they blow a fuse, they may need it. So I always keep some spare fuses. Which brings me to the next number. Number two. A fuse tester. You gotta have a fuse tester. When you're riding on these bikes and you're traveling over long distances, you may get into a situation to where you need to test a circuit. So you gotta have a fuse tester or a 12-volt circuit tester. And that's the thing about being a motorcycle owner or being a biker. Guys, you gotta learn how to work on your bike. You gotta learn to work on your bike. It's virtually impossible to always take your motorcycle to the shop or to a dealership. You know, you gotta learn how to do basic maintenance on your bike, or basic troubleshooting, basic repairs. You know, you may be on the side of the road. You know, in an ideal situation, if you're at home, that's different. But on the road, you gotta be able to work on your bike. You gotta be able to diagnose problems. So always keep a 12-volt circuit tester on your bike. And I forgot to mention that in my last video. And also I like to thank one of my viewers for actually reminding me about the fuse tester or 12-volt circuit tester. So you guys left some very good comments because I actually forgot some of the things to mention. So always keep a 12-volt circuit tester or a fuse tester on your motorcycle. So now we are down to the number one. Things that a biker should carry when they travel over the road is a battery jump pack. Is a battery jump pack. I actually forgot to mention that in my last video. I always keep a battery jump pack on both of my motorcycles. I try to keep them charged up every now and then. I'll go back and just make sure that those battery jumpers or a portable battery bank is charged up. It doesn't do you any good to have a battery jumper or a portable battery pack and it's not charged up. So make sure you keep it charged up. Go check it at least once a month. Make sure you got all lights on it. But every biker that travels over the road needs to have a portable battery jumper or a portable battery pack. You'll be surprised. These Gold Wings will run without no issues. But you might get into a situation where you might be sitting there listening to the radio. Or you may have your lights on. Some of you guys like to show off your lights at the gas station. And when you're ready to crank the bike won't start. Some of you guys like to get at the gas station and turn your music up real loud. Do you guys know any bikers like that? Anytime they pull into a gas station, they want to turn up their music to get attention. Always keep a portable battery jumper on your motorcycle or a portable battery bank. And those things are good for even just charging up simple items. You may need to charge a cell phone, or you may need to charge some headsets. Those portable battery packs or jumpers, they come in handy. You can get them really cheap. They're inexpensive. You can really get them for under $100. Once again, I will include that information in the description of the video, or where you guys can pick up everything that I'm talking about here today. But always keep a portable battery pack, battery jumpers on your Gold Wing. And also, let me mention this since I'm talking about the battery. If you guys have a Honda Gold Wing, when you try to access your battery, those screws that they put through the terminals to tighten down the cables, man, when you try to take those alligator clips and clip them on those terminals, you barely have room to grab the clips, especially on the positive side. On the negative side, on the left side, it's probably not a big deal getting the alligator clips mounted on the left side. But on the positive side, it's going to be hard to get that alligator clip up in there on the terminal, especially on this previous generation Gold Wing. So I highly recommend getting some battery terminal extenders. Battery terminals extenders. If you guys didn't see the video of my installation of battery terminal extenders, click on that link in the top corner. Click on that link in the top corner. So always think about that, guys. If you have a portable battery jumper or a portable battery bank, go out and connect it to the bike. Make sure that you can actually connect it to the bike. You don't want to do this when the bike won't start. Then you realize that your alligator clips will not even grab the terminal. So always do a dry run or a dry fit and just make sure everything fits up. They're inexpensive, but they come in handy. They come in handy. Also, one more thing, when you put these accessories and you tie them onto the battery terminal, man, I mean, there's nowhere to put the alligator clips. So get those battery terminal extenders. You can pick them up. I will include a link in the description where you can find the battery terminal extender. And also, we're gonna do a bonus. I'm gonna give you guys a bonus. Now, don't bet on my bonus now. I know some of you out there may try to bet and say, well, what is this bonus? I'm gonna give you guys the bonus. Can you guys guess what my bonus is? Well, I'm gonna tell you. Hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer. Man, why do you need hand sanitizer? Well, I'm glad you asked. You get off your bike, maybe you go to a gas pump. You're touching the gas pump. Now, some of you may carry gloves on your bike. Some of you may use napkins. But carry some hand sanitizer. When you go into these restrooms, when you're opening up doors, you shaking hands. You know, you're greeting your fellow bikers. You're giving them dab. You're giving them love. And that's all great. But keep you some hand sanitizer in your trunk of the Honda Gold Wing. I always keep hand sanitizer on my Gold Wing. And that's whether I'm traveling or not. Maybe you guys want to grab a quick sandwich. You've been out riding your bike. Now, soap and water works best, but if you don't have soap and water, at least you can go back to your hand sanitizer. So always keep hand sanitizer on your Gold Wing. So if anybody's watching this video, I want you to chime in on it. Drop a comment down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about my part 2 of things that bikers should carry when they travel over the road. Let me know what you think. I want everybody to chime in. And also, how does my mic sound? How does my mic sound? Can you hear me now? I'm not going to take up any more of your time. If you guys like this video, be sure to click the like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And be sure to sign up for the Chris Caliente Facebook group, the hottest Facebook group in the land, where us Gold Wing riders talk about anything and everything, all day, every day. This is your boy Chris, out on the Gold Wing, out on the Gold Wing, the most luxurious motorcycle in the world. The previous generation Honda Gold Wing GL 1800, hands down. And I won't take it back. And I will. As always, I will talk to you guys later. See you.